p.m. and it's time for dinner with Nanny. Bubby, how are you? Can you see all this steam coming up right off this pot right here? Look at that. Look at that. Today we're making 3 bean chili, and I had to get started without you. So let me just show you first what I've got in here. I've got organic, a pound of organic ground beef, and I have chicken hot Italian sausage. And let me tell you what I did just really quickly is I took the sausage, it came with 4, and I cut right down the middle of the casing, and I opened up, and there we go. I saved this to show you at the last minute. So that's what we're doing today. I had to get started with the meat because we're going to change from the meat over to the vegetables in a different pan, but I wanted to get this meat started. And I want to show you just a little bit of the ingredients we're going to be working with and what we're going to be doing here, including how to cut, there we go, how to cut a jalapeno so that, hey, Sherry Barassa and Mom, how are you? Love to have you guys here, so happy to have you. So we're going to start with these 3 beans. There's a can of each, about a 15-ounce can. There's pinto beans, kidney beans, and black beans. We're going to take out about a cup and a quarter of these beans. My husband's making noise in the background. Sorry about that. Are you okay, honey? Okay. He's carrying a heavy box. You're not supposed to be carrying. You could just leave it. Okay. Poor guy. Hey, Cynthia Berman, how are you? So we just took out about a cup and a quarter. You okay, honey? Okay. Sorry. He's okay. I took out about a cup and a quarter of the mixed beans, and I'm going to smash them, okay? So here we go. Hey, this is my house, not a TV studio. Real things happen. Okay, so we're going to smash these beans because it adds really, really terrific texture. So I'm just using a fork. Well, at the same time, I'm going to reach over here and I'm going to stir this meat and just so it doesn't stick to the pan, so don't want it to burn. We want it to cook all the way through. Then we're going to take it off the heat and we're going to start the chili. And I think this is just going to be fantastic. I can't wait. So let's come back to the beans and keep smashing. We're also going to cut next the jalapeno, and I want to show you my little trick to cutting jalapenos. So I have made a mistake far too often of cutting the jalapeno and then wiping my eye, like touching my eye or touching my lips, and even after you wash your hands, that jalapeno is still sticking. That spicy, whatever it is, oil stays on your hand even after you wash it. And I have burned and stung far too many an eye. So I have a solve for that. As soon as this is all smashed, I am going to show you. So let's see who's here. Sue Plattner is here. Trudy Spector. Hey, Trudy Spector. I think you're new to the gang. We meet here almost every day. Happy Friday, Cynthia. So happy to have you here. Teresa Anderson is here. Teresa Caligari Anderson. So, hey, the gang is all here. I think we had a good time yesterday in our interview. I, however, forgot to ask the question about what women our age wear to the beach. But, hey, I guess we can all figure it out. Like, show your good parts, cover up your bad parts, and then take your grandkids to the beach. And if you don't care, you don't care. I just haven't gotten to that point yet. I just have not gotten to that point. So, is that a good thing or a bad thing? What do you think? Is it a good thing? Hey, Tawny Bennett White, so happy you're here. We missed you these last couple days, but glad you're here now. Got my avid visitors here. I love that. I miss you guys. I notice when you're here. I notice when you're not. So, okay. So, I have smashed. Hey, Lene. So happy to have you. Everybody's coming in. So, here's about a cup and a half of the smashed beans. And again, all this really does, you could leave them whole. It's you know, it's some work of smashing, but at the end of the day, it adds texture to the chili, so I really like that. Now let's set this aside. I have to reach over and let me grab this jalapeno. So the first rule of jalapeno, don't cut it on a wooden cutting board. Don't do that. Oh, running out of room for my camera. Hey, Tom Gallagher, happy birthday to you. I know it was your birthday yesterday, so happy birthday. I know many people born on your birthday, so happy birthday to you. Okay, so I love it when the men show up. Okay, first rule of jalapeno, do not cut it on your wooden cutting board because the spiciness never will get out of that board. And James Robeson is here. Well, hey, James Robeson, thanks for joining. As I just said, I love it when the men show up, and there's some men showing up, so gotta love that. All right, so the second rule is put on gloves, because as I said, once those oils get into your hand, you can wash until the cows come home, and you're not gonna get it out. And if you touch any part of your body, it's gonna sting like crazy. So before I cut the jalapeno, let me stir this meat so it doesn't burn. It's starting to get done, so we're gonna take it off in just a minute. I'll show you that in just a second. You're welcome, Tom. And we're gonna take this jalapeno, let me tip you over, and we are going to cut it lengthwise. I think we're gonna take this off first. And then we're gonna cut it right down the middle, like so. There we go. And then we are gonna cut out the seeds, because that's where the real spice is. Now, if you really like your chili spicy, put a few seeds in. You may live to regret it, who knows, but you know, there's that. So let me just cut this right out. So again, we're making a 3-bean chili with a pound of organic ground beef. And I'm gonna turn away from you for just a minute and throw this away and rinse these out. So give me 1 second. And a pound of Italian spicy chicken sausage. So there we go. All right, so we're back. Here's the jalapenos rinsed. Let me move the seeds because I really don't want those seeds into. And we're just gonna take these and we're just gonna cut them just in little slices. Just a rough chop on the jalapenos. Okay, so. And I'm going to leave the gloves on until we actually put them in the chili, because I do not want to make that mistake of touching my mouth, my eye, my tongue, anything, even the side of my arm, because it will burn. Once it's cooked, there's such great flavor in jalapenos, so we all love to use it. So we'll just leave that like that, get rid of the rest of these seeds. Here, just put them all together so we can just put them right into the pan. Okay, so how's everybody doing here? Let's check in while Lindsay Bernay is here. Hey, Lindsay. So you love the color on me. Well, thank you very much. So listen, Lindsay, there was one question I forgot to ask you yesterday. We kind of ran out of time, but not really. I just ran out of memory to ask this question, and the gang is all here. So the alarm went off. What do I wear when I go? I wore some Lulus once. I mean, you know, we've all got our good sides and our bad sides, so, you know, you just have to know what to wear. So we're heating this up, and this is what we're gonna start with. Let me grab this recipe here. We're gonna heat up the olive oil, also using butter, and I'm going to take the garlic, and I'm gonna take, so what I'm using are 2 leeks. You're losing me on video? I don't know why. I had to step to the side, but that's all. Check out the bracelet stacks on Marla. That's right. Hence Susan Thomas. Okay, so making a home for Susie. So check out Susie. So here is 2 leeks and 1 shallot. So the really great thing about leeks is that they're a really mild onion, and then the shallots are half onion and half garlic, which I love. And we are going to stir those around, and we're going to saute these for about 5 minutes. So let's see. I'm okay now. I guess it was a little glitch in Facebook, or thank you, Tom. He's watching. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. He's always watching to see how many people are coming. So text your friends and tell them to tune in. My goal is actually, in this month, I've wanted to get to 25 viewers during the lives. And so you know, we could get viewers if we advertised or anything like that, but I would prefer it if the people that come are the people that you invite. I would prefer it if it's the people that you share this segment on your own timeline and tell in your timeline what you liked about the segment, and then those people that come are really coming for the right reasons. So if you find this recipe to be interesting, if you find me to be entertaining, sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. I'm only entertaining when I'm trying hard not to be. Then they tell me I'm very funny. And if you find it interesting and you want to share, by all means, know how much I would love it if you do. I'm going to drop a little more butter into this because it's a little bit dry, and maybe even a little more olive oil. So we're making 3 bean chili. And at the top of the segment, I mentioned that we are using 3 cans, 15-ounce cans of beans. We have pinto, kidney, and black beans. We took out about 1.25 cups of the beans and we smashed them down. And we're going to be putting that in as well to flavor it and bring texture to it. So Lucy, I saw you sneak in there. How are you? So happy to see you. Happy Friday to you. Hope you're feeling well. Okay, so now as this begins to soften, we have 1 orange bell pepper, 1 red bell pepper, and 1 yellow. Isn't that beautiful? It's going to give this such amazing flavor. So as this, I'm just going to give it a couple more seconds, a minute or so. So let's ask some questions. I guess Lindsay's not typing what we should wear to the beach. But what questions do you have about this recipe? So I'm going to tell you, we're going to put in garlic, jalapenos, we're going to put in the peppers, we're going to put in a can of tomatoes, we're going to put in more than a cup of wine, about 12 ounces of wine, chili powder, cumin, and of course smoked paprika. Love my smoked paprika, as well you know. Little salt and pepper, and then we're going to throw the meat all in and let it simmer. And it's going to be beautiful. I'm going to run upstairs and post the recipe for all of you in Gather with Nanny Bubby's Facebook group. So if you want the recipe, go over and ask to join. If you're not already a member, Gather with Nanny Bubby Facebook group. And the recipe will be there. Of course, I'll always post a picture. Not always. Lucy has to remember me. Marla, post a picture. So I always think, oh my God, Lucy is going to get mad if I don't post a picture. So I remember to do it sometimes. Okay. You know, to be honest with you, when I'm done cooking, not to be honest, but to be frank with you, or to be, not honest, I hate that word, but to be absolutely real with you, many times when I'm done cooking, at least in past weeks, when my daughter was sick, I didn't, but in past weeks, the minute I'm done, I clean up and I go run to see my grandchildren. And then I come back and then everything's ready for dinner, and then we clean up, and then I'm tired, and then I forget to post a picture, and then we've eaten everything. So this week I am not running over there to see them, so that's why I posted some great pictures for everybody to see. So look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh, the colors. I mean, when they say eat the rainbow, this is the rainbow, isn't it? We've got the purple from the shallots, we've got the green from the leeks, we've got white from the garlic, yellow, orange, and red. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And if we're speaking of green, here comes the garlic. You always want to put your garlic in on top of something else because it will burn very easily. So there's the garlic. There's lots of juice in here now, so we're not going to take a chance of that garlic getting burnt. Nothing tastes worse than burnt garlic. And into the pot go the jalapenos. Now I'm going to step back because the steam will be so tough to do. And off come the gloves. So, and I'm safe. Right? I'm safe. Again, I was wearing gloves. Hey, Heather, how are you? Thank you. We will snap a photo of that outside for sure. So, there we go. So now, has a little bit of salt and pepper. I put a lot of pepper into the meat, a little bit too much, so I'm going to hold off on the pepper because once the meat goes in, it will definitely flavor it. So I've been trying to find Diamond Kosher salt everywhere. So Diamond Kosher salt is less salty than Morton salt, and I really do prefer it. They used to carry it at Whole Foods, can't find it, went to Smith's, can't find it. And I'm like, what's up with Diamond Kosher salt? Why can't we find it? And just so you know, kosher salt is really not salty. It brings out the flavors of the food, whereas regular iodized Morton salt is just so salty, and it just has an iodized taste when it gets into your food. So I never use that. I always use the Diamond Kosher salt, and table side, I always use Himalayan pink sea salt. So Ryan McNamara is here. Hey Ryan, how are you? Thank you for being here. Just take a look at how beautiful we're eating the rainbow here. We're making 3 bean chili with a pound of ground beef and a pound of chicken Italian sausage. Spicy, chicken spicy Italian sausage. So the jalapenos are in, garlic, and now to the seasoning. So we're going to use a teaspoon of the ground cumin. Okay. There we go. Sprinkle that in. And a teaspoon of my very favorite, you know this, the smoked paprika, which adds beautiful color to this. Oh, go. Let me give that a mix. Look at that. Oh, it smells so good. I have to step back because that steam goes right into my throat because I don't have a stove hood, right? And a half a teaspoon of chili powder. Yes, I did finally buy chili powder. The other day I was out, had to make do. And there we go. Chili powder right in. Gonna give this a nice stir. So, everything is starting to soften really nicely. I know you love this. I know you do. Okay, and now here comes a 24 ounce, I think it's a 24 ounce can of, is it 24 ounce? It's 28 ounce. So here is a 28 ounce can of the organic crushed fire roasted tomatoes. So fire roasted is really important. So you definitely want to do that. I see someone else's, oh yeah, Tom says he loves to watch his dinner be made. So I'm glad. All right, sweetheart, thank you for that. Okay, so into the pot we go. All in. Oh my gosh, look at this. Is this beautiful? Now in go the beans. I think the beans, yep. Well, actually this says to simmer before the beans. So we're gonna put in, did you hear that? This was sealed since Super Bowl. And in goes a cup and a quarter of good red wine. So this wine was left over, very good wine was left over from Super Bowl. So we need to use it before you can't use it. There we go. And we're gonna bring this to a boil, to a simmer. And turn this up. That looks gorgeous. Let's bring it to the simmer. Turning it up, and we're gonna add about a cup of water. Okay, so I'm gonna do that by just filling this up a little bit. I don't wanna put too much water in. I'm gonna take it by eye. Of course, it's gonna cook down a little bit. So here we go. Let's keep the temperature high. Look at, I mean, honestly, that's just so beautiful. And it's gonna be so good. Now, I'm gonna make this with broccoli. I'm just going to, because we have been short on vegetables all week. I've done a lot of salads from the garden, but we're kind of sick of salads. So I got broccoli today when I was at Whole Foods, and I think I left my sunglasses at Whole Foods, so I'm gonna have to go back there and find them. I was driving home on the phone with my sister, and somewhere along the line I took my sunglasses off, and I cannot remember where they were. So I don't know. I have retraced my steps throughout the city. I went to Pueblo Medical Imaging in the morning just to do a quick scan. All is well. I went back there. They're not there. I went into the bathroom here. I went everywhere you could possibly go to find those sunglasses, and I cannot find them. So Whole Foods is my last stop. If I don't find them there, right? If I don't find them there, I guess I have to buy a new pair, which is a shame because I love them. Okay, so here we go. Into this go the beans. So all the 3 cans of beans right here. Oh my gosh. And the beans that we smashed. Ready? Have a great afternoon, Tom. You too. Here's the beans that we smashed. There you go. All in. This may need a little more water because once we add the meat, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my God. So if you are vegetarian or vegan, you can stop here and just let this simmer away. Or you can do what I'm going to do, which is, the only thing that's missing here is cheddar cheese, which you're going to sprinkle on. You're going to take some tortilla chips and crumble them on top. We're going to take this meat and garlic that was in the meat and put it right into the pot. Go. Okay. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And I actually think we need just a little more wine. Just a little more wine. There we go. And look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, that looks so good. I'm so excited. I'm going to grab a little bit more wine to put in. So give me 1 second here. This is a really fantastic Pinot that we opened on Super Bowl. It's one of the Wagner family wines, which is from the Camus Winery. And it's absolutely fantastic, and I was going to have some tonight, but I'm going to just pour a little bit more into this because you can never really have too much wine. Well, you can, but you know what I mean. So let's see who else is here. Oh, Newman Allen is here. Very nice. Thank you for being here. Hope you're enjoying the show. So there you go. So now I'm going to turn this down and I'm going to let it simmer. We're going to be having dinner around 5:30 or 6. As you can see, it's really ready to go. It's simmering away. I'm going to let it simmer on a very low fire for about the next hour. And we're all done. So, tell me, how'd you like that? Can you tell me? Give me a thumbs up, everybody. Any questions before we sign off? Any questions today? I'm waiting. I know there's a delay. There's always a delay on Facebook, so I have to ask the question. There you go. There we go. All right, everybody. Listen, I'm wishing you all the greatest weekend that you could possibly have, a post-Super Bowl weekend. I wanted to tell you I'm going to be in Laguna next week. I am hoping to go down to Fallbrook, California, and cook at the kitchen down on the farm with Cynthia Berman, which I'm very excited to do. And we'll be cooking in a different kitchen, but I will be here. So if it's 3 p.m., it's dinner with Nanny, Bubby, and I will be there. So you be there or be square. So on the count of 3, everybody. Oh, hooray. Cynthia, yes, hooray. I'm definitely coming. How about Tuesday? Let's work it out. On the count of 3, everybody. Go out. Oh, Robin is here. Robin Dickinson is here. So sorry. Oh, I am going to post the recipe. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Happy Valentine's Day to all of you. So on the count of 3, thank you, Robin, for being here. So nice to have new people joining in. This is a wonderful community. Remember that the recipe will be in Gather with Nanny Bubby, the Facebook group that we all belong to. If you ever make any of the recipes that I post, please post your pictures in Gather with Nanny Bubby. There's such a great community in there. Everybody's so supportive and loving and answers questions, and it's really, really an amazing group. So I thank all of you for your participation. And on the count of 3, which I've said 5 times, on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, go out and spread love like butter. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Happy weekend.